are up and running.
All right. Well, good morning. Good afternoon, everybody, actually. We'll go ahead and start our Whatcom County Fire District 4 Board of Commissioners meeting, calling that to order, and for the date of February 11th, 2021. Before we jump into our agenda here, why don't we go ahead and just take a quick roll call of who we have in the meeting today. And we'll start with myself, Commissioner Hanson.
Commissioner Andrews.
Chris Parks.
Jason Vanderbeek.
All right. No other special guests today. So with that said, just a real quick comment again. Obviously, we're still due under the Governor Inslee's proclamation of 2028. District 4 is prohibited from providing location for the public to attend our meeting. So we will be doing this via Zoom again. So with that note, and I don't know if there's any foreseeable change soon. This works, we're learning it. And so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Fortunately for me today, we got called off from our project that we were doing due to weather. So I'm able to be here from my home office. We'll start out with approval of our consent agenda. Anybody has any questions or anything they want to discuss on that?
None here.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and move for approval of consent agenda submitted. Consent agenda covers our meeting minutes from the January 13th, 2021 regular board meeting, staff reports, financial reports, vouchers, and which were consisted of District 4 direct deposit payroll and District 4 expenditure vouchers. District 4 payroll in the amount of $6,235.33. Our District 4 expenditure voucher of $3,667.41. If there's no question or concern, I'll request a motion to approve.
So moved.
And I will go ahead and second that. No further question. Motion carries, and consent agenda is passed and approved. All righty, everybody. We'll move right into unfinished business. Chief, we're going to probably jump right over to you on the Training Consortium 2021 Medic class. What we got going on there, and Chris or Jason, whoever.
Yeah, this will probably be a combined report. Chris, I'll start off, and then if you want to fill in the gaps and poke me for anything I forgot. So yeah, the Training Consortium is still, they're like us, they're meeting online, continuing to work on aligning curriculum and stuff. As far as how it affects District 4, or the District 4 facilities, that is still really the biggest impact right now is Rob Stevenson with the 2021 Medic class. And that can kind of dovetail into the ILA between between Bellingham and District 4. Chris brought up a good point, and actually Dave Parker contacted me literally within 10 minutes of leaving her office. We forgot about cleaning. Well, we didn't forget. I forgot about cleaning and the photocopier. So the photocopier is a D21 element. How are they going to reimburse us for use of the photocopier? They'd like to use the photocopier and things like that. And then the cleaning is part of the District 4 ILA. So we're not back to the drawing board. We're just adding those chunks in as to how, is that going to come from City of Bellingham facilities because they have facilities people that come in and do cleaning in their offices, or is that going to be the group that uses it, the medic student class? I just want to memorialize something in there so that part is taken care of and nobody has to worry about it anymore. And we know it's getting done. So that's where we're at with the ILA between D4 and BFD.
That seems like it should be an easy one to work out with them. But boy, if they've got a facilities group that can take that on for them, I don't think we have any issue with that. it's either that or we're going to need to look at a monetary type of deal for that. And I think we all know that. So Chief, sounds like you've got it handled. You're working on it. And with Chris involved, we trust you to, work out what you can work out with them. I'm really excited that that's going forward. I think it's just continues to bring the Whatcom County Fire Service as a whole and the city of Bellingham just continues to bring us together, and as making it whole here. And so, I think we're doing the right thing moving forward with that. It's exciting to see Rob, getting moved over to the station and working all of this out, and Chief Parker jumping in there. And it's good to see we've got him working hard.
Yep.
David's a good friend of mine and a good man.
It is. It's nice to see that, as hard as it is, dropping some of those lines and barriers, it's really good to see. And I think it's really what we need to, just like it goes along with the RFA planning process, right? We've identified that breaking down some of these walls is going to lead to further efficiencies and better customer care, better customer service delivery at the end user. And that's through all the emails and political stuff. That's the goal to keep in mind, right? So yeah, I appreciate the board being forward thinking about this, and it's cool that it's the quote unquote small county agencies that are moving this unification forward before the big fish in the pond does.
Really good. Yeah. And I know Commissioner Andrews and I both have we've been involved in Whatcom County Fire Service for quite some time. And I think Commissioner Andrews would probably agree with me that we've seen it come a long ways, and it's due to the hard work of many of the chiefs and also the locals. We've got to give the represented the IA, or the international, and the locals a lot of credit for working with us on this too. Without everybody working together, it couldn't be achieved. I've been involved in Whatcom County Fire Service since 1982, so it's a bit of a time to see some differences. And boy, it just continues to go in the right direction. All right, Commissioner Andrews, did you have any comments on any of that training consortium type of business?
No, I think that's good, and I'm glad that we're going to get people into our building again. That's important. Poor Chris is there all by herself.
Good people here today.
I was about ready to get her a kitty cat.
I already have two. And a dog, so I'm good.
There you go. All right. Next is, and probably Chief, you're going to get to help us here too. The RFA planning process is, it's definitely in full swing. We're getting to the challenging times where we've got to figure out some of the financial numbers, and we all know that's a tough one to cross. We probably couldn't have hit this at a harder time in history, possibly. As we know, the needs of that. This is really truly the right thing to do and the right direction to go. But it's always hard to have to come out to our citizens, our communities, and ask for help and ask for more money. But I think the due diligence, or not due diligence, the positive on our side would be, in a sense, is we've been very, very diligent with our money. We have not asked for an increase in quite some time, and we sure wouldn't be doing it if we didn't feel it was absolutely possibly the only way to continue this great relationship and expand on it. So that's what I have to say on it. And Harry, if you want to add anything on that, that's up to you.
No, I think that's going well.
Okay. And your next RFA planning meeting is, I'm sorry, Chief, I think I cut you off. Next meeting is on February 19th at 10 a.m. And that'll be a Zoom, and I'll be able to be on that regardless of where I'm at. Chief, did you have anything else on the RFA planning process?
I don't. I was just going to say that we're in full swing. We started to roll out the public outreach items, and there's been a lot of work here this week on getting ads in the Bellingham Herald and the Northern Light and the New Tribune, and crafting that message for those open houses that happen in the following weeks. Also been deep into working with Mr. Krishman about that. You know, what's the
1 minute here. One moment.
Yep.
Sorry about that. I apologize for me jumping up there. I had a situation I had to deal with.
Yeah, just working with Mr. Cushman to get that number dialed in. You know, what are we going to roll out to the public, and then also, gosh, there was something else I was going to say. Anyway,
Sorry about that.
that's okay. No, so it's a hard process, but it's a good process. It's really forcing us to take a look at both districts, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and look at craft the message as to what both districts bring to the plate, right? I mean, one is not better than the other. They're really equally yoked, but ultimately together we can do more and streamline the delivery for the public, and that's the important piece.
Chief, I believe you needed some support, and I believe I said I would jump in and help you in any way, but did you have a kind of a side view? Was it you and maybe Commissioner Ansel or whoever, but just kind of looking at this picture from a sidebar?
He's back. So we're actually meeting tomorrow morning just to kind of talk about a couple other issue stuff. But yeah, then after the week after that, I'm going to try to get the three of us together to look at what is our baseline, what's our baseline plus, what do we want to offer to the citizens as the RFA. So yeah, he just returned from Arizona. So that's what you and I both, I know we'd like to meet in person, socially distance, accordingly, but yeah, I just wanted to not do it over the computer if we could.
Right.
We need a whiteboard in front of us. So.
Yeah. All right. Very good. So just let me know what you need from me, and I'll do everything I can to participate.
Absolutely.
Anything else regarding the RFA planning process? I know that I saw the announcement in the Bellingham Herald, actually, on the virtual.
Yep.
The virtual meeting. And what was the date on that one again?
There is, let me see here. The 18th and the 23rd are the two virtual meetings.
All right.
3 p.m. and then 7 p.m. on the 23rd.
All right, very good. And that'll be important to be involved with that. So.
And those will go out in both print and in virtual. So they'll be on the online editions of all three papers, as well as in their print.
And will Karen kind of, are you going to be the host, or are we going to have, is Karen going to host? Or?
No, I'm going to be the host. I am going to go to public relations boot camp over the next week or so. And Karen and Heather Logan, our communications consultant, are going to beat me up and give me a lot of different scenarios to deal with. And we've come up with a list of questions that might be asked, and kind of not crafting the answer, but making sure that the answer is succinct and appropriate for the RFA discussion. So yes, I will be. It's actually hoped that we might have some commissioners in attendance as well if they can.
Yeah,
that would be wonderful. But I actually we probably need to coordinate that so that we don't have to make it a commissioners meeting. So if one from each district wanted to come and attend, or if Chris wanted to attend, that would be good. Karen will be there, will be in attendance at the meeting, kind of for backup. But I am the face of the district, unfortunately.
No, you'll do a great job. You're doing a great job, Chief, and yeah, you'll be just fine. Are we going to have legal counsel involved in that?
Not in those meetings. That hasn't been discussed.
Okay.
I didn't, that might be, I can certainly talk with Karen about that if you like.
You think you guys just discuss it and do what you think is right. Sometimes, those types of meetings, it doesn't hurt to have them beside you, but I think if you stick to your agenda, there shouldn't be a big deal.
I know we've had Leo go through the PowerPoint to vet it for any potential problems, and they gave us a thumbs up. So
I know we put that out to our legal counsel, to Joe Quinn, and he was looking over that. I think he was pretty pleased with everything he saw. He had one question, I think, maybe just it was more on, maybe it was slide 9. I don't know why that sticks with me, but the financial section,
right,
of that's a tricky one to cover. And, he raised that. And, I don't know, Chris, if there was more to that after that discussion, but anything we have that he shared, we'll make sure to get to you.
Yep. No, I've seen it already. And I believe his question was on the defined benefit charge or fire benefit charge. Were we going to discuss that at the beginning? And it's not, I think we've discussed it in the planning committee meetings, but it's not really an option for us. We don't have the commercial, neither district has the commercial base that would make that worth the trouble of putting out to the citizens. And I think it would adversely impact the overall view of the RFA to the citizen to do something separate like that. We're so rural and suburban. Really, that's we need to focus on just the levy rate, and then should further needs come up in the future, we need to address them singularly as opposed to just doing a blanket fire benefit charge for our really limited industrial and business base.
Very good. Very good. And that you guys are looking into that, and that sounds like that's the direction we probably are going to stay away from then on that, and it just doesn't make sense. So that's good. Let's see if there's nothing else on that. The next item of unfinished business was our amendment to the interlocal agreement for fire and emergency medical services with North Wacom Fire and Rescue, and that was kind of I like to call it our bridging document, or a bridging gap to get us to the RFA. And I know we kind of had some stuff we worked on that. Chris, do you have anything to add on that in that area?
I did not get the corrected version from Rich Davis yet.
Okay.
The meeting packet.
Steve, have you received that yet, or is that not done yet?
She has not, it sounds like.
Okay. Okay, so we'll wait for that.
Yep.
We're just, we all know that there's a really good faith effort between the two boards now. I think we've come a long ways. It was not always easy, but we've all realized, we're all going the same direction together, and we're really working well together now. And so I don't have a lot of concern that we haven't signed that or done anything with that yet. We're moving in the right direction, and there's a lot on especially your plate, Chief, and hopefully with the onboarding of Chief Ward, that's helped take a bit off your plate. And I always commend you for that selection, and Chief Ward for stepping up. He's a great person. He's I've got a lot of respect for Sean. So all right, I think, is there anything we need to else, Commissioner Andrews or Administrator Parks, anything else you guys have on that right now?
Nothing from here.
Commissioner Parks, Commissioner Parks, see, it might be, you never know. If you can just move across the street.
If I move across the street.
We can probably get you a bunk room set up there. So, yep. All right, with nothing there, we are still looking at the open fire commissioner position. We have a good candidate, definitely a viable candidate. We were hoping we felt that we didn't reach out within our community. We kind of got some feedback, and people hadn't heard about it. So we went a whole new route, and Chris has gotten that back out there. But it's not a great time to want to step into politics, probably. Chris, have you heard anything else from anyone?
No application. It's
Okay.
running in the Herald three times, and I posted it on the district website, on the neighborhood website again, front door, but I have not received any other applications as of now.
I had two individuals that were interested, and one of them a local business owner, and I don't know him well, but he'd shown interest, and all of a sudden he just said, I just don't think this is a good time for me to take this on. He's a retailer, a restaurateur, and times are tough in that business, so he just felt that he would love to be involved with this community, and he said hopefully at a later date, but he would be willing to do whatever he could to help promote the RFA for us. So that's a good note. And the other person had contacted me, was going to call me back the next day, and I've never heard back from that person. So, so we'll just see what happens. What's our due date, Chris?
The end of this month.
Commissioner Andrews, I know you had some kind of interest, or not some kind of interest, but about setting up the meetings, and we discussed if we did it in interviews in the open public meetings. It's a kind of it's a little bit of a formal setting. It's kind of nice on a one-on-one to meet with the individual or individual candidates and be able to have a relaxed atmosphere versus being on a Zoom meeting. And they do not have to be conducted in a open public meeting, as long as there's only one one commissioner in the room. So, Commissioner Andrews, do you want to comment?
Well, I thought it would be better if we met with that individual together, and we could do it at the fire hall, because we could fulfill all the requirements for separation, wearing masks, and so forth. But I like it better that way than having everybody and his brother looking in at the interview. That's what I had.
I see what you're saying, is if we could do it with the social distancing far enough, then it wouldn't have to be a Zoom meeting. But is that doable?
You can't do that right now. You can't have a meeting and not have it transmitted, because you have to be able to allow the public to view it in some way. So
this would be a meeting, no.
What's that?
This wouldn't be a meeting if we're just doing interviews for possible people to be part of our community.
Anytime there's two of us in a room, Harry, we're in a meeting.
It's a meeting. Yeah.
If I'm in your garage and we talk fire district stuff, apparently, I had them come at me on that one. I know that's true back in my old day. But either way, Harry and I both think a lot alike in this this world, and I'm confident if it has to be one-on-one with the individual, that we'll succeed with that. We'll be fine. But if Commissioner Andrews wants to figure out if you want to go live with it, we can do that.
Whatever happens, I'm with it. That's okay. You
always are. You're a good person, good team player. I'm going to leave it to you, Harry, to make the decision, though. So I think that Chris will let us know then. So that's the end of the month. So the 1st of March, then, Chris, we would be able to set up a.
I just double checked. I set the deadline for February 21st, which is a Sunday. So, yeah.
I think the sooner
we can either, interview in a special meeting at the next board meeting in March, or if you both would like to meet separate with the applicant, that's also an option.
Does the applicant interview have to take place can it take place in executive session and then you come out and you rule or you make a decision?
No.
Or Chris? I know, go ahead, Chris.
The interview has to be in an open meeting. Then you can
Okay.
go into an executive session and discuss and come out of the executive session and make a decision.
All right. Let us think about that one a little bit.
Yeah, but the interview would be, public.
Okay. Whatever it takes to move forward, we can definitely use that. The third person being involved and some fresh insight coming in. It might be a beautiful, perfect time to have that, that outside insight coming in as we're moving forward. So, anything else on that topic right now? Okay.
No.
Why don't we do this? Yeah. Okay. I know that we're not talking about the site safety plan right now. So obviously that's my other office paperwork. Okay. Any new business at this time?
None from me.
No, I don't have anything.
All right. I don't know that I really have anything that we consider new business. I think as we move forward, obviously, I think, a lot of our time and our focus is being centered around the RFA, obviously, and contingency plans. I think I'd like to just leave that. That needs to stay with the RFA discussions right now, so we don't complicate it. Chief, did you have anything under new business? I know we spoke here the other day, and did we have anything else that we needed to add or Administrator Parks?
No, I can't think of anything right now.
Commissioner Andrews?
Nothing here.
All right. I just don't see anything else. Letter from the Whatcom County Auditor's Office, correspondence. That's an announcement under announcements, under correspondence. Chris, did you have something on that?
Yeah, it's a letter that we got from the auditor's office informing us about the candidate filing week for fire commissioner, which is May 17th to the 21st.
And whose position is that? Is that Commissioner Andrews?
And anybody who would like to file
For our open
on
position.
election in November, yeah. So,
So if we appoint this person, it would be that soon that they would have to file for the full-time position?
Well, they don't have to file. You can appoint them until November. They would serve until November. But if they would like to run beyond that date, they have to file in May.
Very good. That where I was headed with that.
For
Thanks.
anybody else who's interested.
Thanks for the clarification on that. And we probably can. Doesn't look like right now we're looking at a whole lot of people signing up for that. So, Commissioner Andrews, anything else?
I was wondering if our union rep have been involved in trying to get somebody from 106 to volunteer. I don't know whether they have or not.
I'm a little. I've got to apologize there. At our last meeting, I was going to. I'd asked if the local 106 union rep was on. He did come on into the meeting late, and I did not follow through with him. Chief, did you happen to talk to him in regards to that at all?
I haven't talked to him in regards to any commissioner seats or anything like that.
Why don't I go ahead and reach out to him and we'll see, make sure that I know they're aware of the position, and usually they call me. They haven't this time, so want to make sure they know that we're definitely open to that. So, all right. I have nothing else for the good of the order. There's no one else. Chris, anything else for the good of the order?
I wanted to touch base with Jason regarding the special meeting this month. Do we have a date for that?
Yes, the proposed date is the 25th at 1 o'clock. Sorry, I had to look at my calendar. I can't read it backwards.
What's that meeting for?
That would be the kind of deep dive budget, capital facilities overview with all the commissioners from both districts regarding what do we want to do? What are we going to do? How are we going to triage this thing? The list that I had kind of brought to you at the last RFA planning committee signify, or kind of outlaid some pretty significant capital facilities and capital improvements that we need to do within the district.
Meeting to have.
And how are we going to tackle that? Are we going to?
What was the date again on that, Jason?
Sorry, sir.
What was the date on that again?
February 25th at 1 p.m.
At 1300. All right.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
And what we're doing, we are going to actually try. We're gonna do a test run on this Monday with tech help to see if we can actually get all the commissioners in the same room, socially distanced, follow the rules, all on your own laptops, so that it can be recorded and distributed for the public, so that it would be a joint board meeting, and but you would actually have the ability to look across the table and talk to each other, or sit in a circle and talk to each other about this issue, just to kind of encourage the communication between the districts. So the 2016 capital facilities plan, which I'll send it out to you both. It's a super exciting document. I'm sure you'll get hours of enjoyment reading it. But it was,
sorry.
I'll send it to you as well.
I have a copy too, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Was that a March or a January?
What's that?
Was that March or February? I mean,
February?
Right.
February 25th.
February. All right. If there's any way possible, if we could do that, after the 4 o'clock hour,
Okay.
it would really help me. To be in a room. If it's just a Zoom meeting from wherever we're at, I'm fine with that. But if we're all going to try to pull together, I would need to. I've got a commitment going. I think I've explained to everybody. And so on that note, I do want to make one comment before we close out. Is I received it wasn't a nasty deal, but it was from a landowner out on Smith Road, right by our fire station out there, by Station 13. And they said, hey, it just came to our attention through one of the folks from your fire department, from that you guys are selling this Station 13. You're putting it up for sale, and I don't remember us ever stating that yet. Matter of fact, I know Commissioner Ansel and I both had, and I think Commissioner Andrews also as well. We thought there's a lot of different, probably really good uses of that facility, to include, whether it was new recruit or duty shift or whatever it might be. So I just wanted to make sure maybe I didn't miss something. Good, because I had said, boy, that's probably news to me and to a lot of us. So I just want to make sure that we capture that in our minutes if we could, Chris, at that.
I'll go on public record. There's absolutely no intention. There's been no research done. There's been nothing done as far as selling of Station 13. And to be quite honest, I don't have the bandwidth to do it. So
yeah, I think I'm looking right now at the guy on the screen that probably, got that one mixed up, and it's myself. When we did Station 11, often for me to get these station numbers down is, for some reason, I only have 3 of them, and was 11, 12, and 13. It's just which one was which. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure we went on record that is definitely not the case. Station 11 is done, and that was a great deal. Everything worked out perfect. All right. With no other business, I'd make a motion to adjourn. I will remind everybody we need to sign documents today. I am home, so I can be up there. You know me, I'll tell you I'll see you in an hour, and I'll see you in 4 hours, but I will try to get up there as soon as I can here. Is there a better time for you, Chris?
No, after the meeting is always the best time.
Yeah, you're so fun.
There's one form I would like to send into the county. The deadline is today.
I will. I give you my word. I will be up there within the next hour.
Okay. I know
All right.
Harry will.
Yeah, well, much more responsible than I try to follow his lead and I don't do so well sometimes. So. All right. With that note, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 12:37 p.m.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion carries. The meeting is adjourned. You can knock us